Hello, everyone. I'm Aingeal Rose, and I thank you for finding my website and looking at my work. I appreciate that. I began my spiritual path when I was 20 years old, after the death of my first husband after only 3 months. Because of that tragedy, I became very interested in metaphysics and what happens after death. And really, that led me into an extreme interest on consciousness itself. I taught myself how to read the tarot and was a tarot card reader and teacher for over 35 years. And during that time, I began healing work and I achieved certifications in numerous healing modalities, including Reiki and psychic surgery, specifically, were the two dominant ones. And that became my practice for another 10 years. But during my time in my own journey, studying the Course in Miracles and getting into rebirthing and various other modalities that helped me clear a lot of my old baggage, let's say, my guides would lead me spontaneously into this vast library where I would find that I had a book there. And that book had a record of all my various journeys as a soul through many other lifetimes and on many other planets. They would specifically choose certain lifetimes for me to look at so that I could understand what I was doing here, what some of my challenges were, gifts that I had achieved that I should be using this lifetime. And essentially, I was looking at a lot of my own time stream so that I could understand who people were to me now. And some of the, like I said, some of the challenges that I had or things I needed to heal. I went and I took a course on how to read that library, which is called the Akashic Records. And many of you may be familiar with that term through the work of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet from some years back. But the Akashic Records are really the recording of our spirit's journey through well, since we've been created, essentially. But it isn't only that. It's the history of our planet, it's the history of the solar system and the galaxy. And there is this intelligent life force that records every little minutest detail of life. That's the Akashic Records. Once I learned to read the Akashic Records, I started reading my own, and again, I was taking into a type of life review where I had an assessment of things that I'd done. I got to experience my effect on other people and their effect on me. I really understood the importance of love and forgiveness and non-judgment, actually, learning not to judge others. After that, I went from reading tarot cards to reading other people's Akashic Records. I still offer those today in private readings. But I found through doing those private readings that many people had bigger questions of spirit. They wanted to know about what they were, who are they and why are they here? What's happening to the planet? What can they expect for the future? Why are there so many suicides? What's happening to our environment? They had political questions, financial questions, anything like that. Who are we truly, and can we ever achieve a connection with our true self? So I began offering group sessions where people would come and they would bring those type of questions to the Akashic Records. I would open the records and bring those questions, and what I found was that Source itself was answering us. There were no middle people. There were no ascended masters, no angels, no guides, none of that. It was Source itself answering us. To put it bluntly, we were pretty blown away by the information that was coming through. A lot of it wasn't anything that we'd ever heard before. It wasn't what we thought about particular subjects. We were given a perspective of our world from Source's viewpoint, which led to, let's just say, a place of peace and an assurance that God was alive and well, and that love never dies and cannot be damaged. So we got a chance to put the events of the world and our lives in a perspective that was very grounding, very centered, very practical, as well as hopeful and loving. So I started receiving letters from people asking me, could I please do these online? Many people lived in Europe, other people lived in various states in the United States, and they couldn't come to San Diego for physical sessions, so we did offer them online. We've been doing it for about 6 months now. And we continue to bring in incredible information from Source. And I've been documenting this information in a series of books. My first book, which came out last year, is called A Time of Change. And that discusses questions people asked about many of the things I already mentioned, our world, our finances, what happens after death, what about the suicides, how to heal, what is our true self, what are we doing here? And we were so surprised by some of those answers. One of those answers went right into the creation of this world and what happened. So we got a bit of history in there that we didn't expect. My second book's coming out in April of 2014. That's called The Nature of Reality. That will cover such questions such as what is consciousness, what is the brain, what's Kundalini, what are dreams, what are time and dimensions, and what is reality anyway? What is gravity, and what are miracles? How do they work? All sorts of questions that you all have asked Source on those things dealing with reality and how it works. And then we're going to continue, the third book will probably be about ancient civilizations and the nature and fairy kingdom, and on it goes. Now, we love doing this work, and I love doing these groups because we learn so much, and we're changed by the information. In a time that seems to be so chaotic and everything in such change and upheaval, these questions that you all bring, allow us to all gain such knowledge that it helps us. It helps us become more peaceful and loving people with great understanding. So we so appreciate your communication and your participation. Again, those groups are held on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific time, online. The first Sunday of every month is free, which means anybody can sign up and participate. It's open forum. You can ask whatever questions you want of Spirit. They are not for personal questions. Those are only in private readings. But if you have the bigger questions, anything about our history or about religions, about the world, or healing, anything at all, that's your invitation to come the first Sunday of every month. There are 2 other Sundays a month that are topic-specific sessions. This means that we take a particular topic and it's posted on worldofempowerment.com, and you get to see what the topics are. And you do join that, and you ask questions only on that topic. This gives us an opportunity to have a full 90 minutes on one subject alone, where you can gather a lot of information. We just started doing that 3 or 4 months ago, so we've covered quite a few interesting topics, and those came out of people saying, well, I love the open forums, but sometimes people ask such an interesting question that we would like more information. So we started the topic-specific ones, and that whole list can be found on worldofempowerment.com. And if you're interested in a private reading, you can stay on this website, aingealrose.com, and you will see an icon there to book a reading. Now, just in closing, I just want to tell you that from everything we've gotten from Source, we do find that Source's concern is really that we all turn inward and we really learn about our inner nature. There's a lot in these subjects on consciousness and the brain, a lot that'll be covered in book 2, but also you can buy the MP3s of each individual session. But the consensus from Source does seem to be that we really need to master our inner selves, that this is really the time for us to become very masterful and conscious citizens of our planet. Everything is changing. We're changing, the plants are changing, the animals are changing, the earth herself is shifting, and we're all part of this collective movement, and we find it a most incredible time, and certainly Source has let us know that we have gained momentum in a positive way that it will affect our future. So thank you once again for coming to my website and taking this journey with us, and God bless you all. Thank you.